Hey, everybody. Welcome to Empower Team Monday Night Call. I'm Sabrina Diaz, and tonight we are going
Go
to
in the other room, girls, both of you.
touch on, can you guys mute?
Sabrina, if you want to make me co-host, I'll do it for you.
Let me see. I guess because I made it on my phone. It won't let me. Because it's
Excuse me.
you guys mute. Okay. All right. So going back in. So tonight we're going to talk about taking ownership. And I've been watching Christina Williams call, and she just brings the heat. And I was like, you know what? So tonight I'm just not going to hold back, but just know I'm only doing this out of love because I love every single one of you. And I feel like sometimes hard things need to be said, but everybody is going to leave this call feeling 1010% loved. So I love to start off my calls with a question. And because we are talking about ownership tonight, in the chat, I want everybody to write in, what does taking ownership of your business mean to you? Natalie says, honoring the promises I make to myself and others, knowing that your success is up to you and only you. It all rises and falls with me, accepting all responsibilities. These are good. We're going to take a little shift tonight. So I have 4 steps on how to take ownership. And first and foremost, I'm going to start with my absolute number 1. And this is stop playing the victim. Absolutely number 1 has got to be stop playing the victim. And Christina said this at Ruby Retreat, and I think we should all do this. We need to make a pact, y'all. We cannot get offended at the baby nonsense. We absolutely have to just put that to bed absolutely right now, because there is 0 chance you're going to be able to grow in a business where you have leadership and responsibilities and teams and uplines if you consistently get offended at the tiny things. So number 1 thing is stop playing the victim. So we live in this society where victim mentality is okay. And truth be told, it seriously is not. We really need to get the victim mentality out of this equation. Also, I'm going to break this down. So I'm going to break it down into 2 categories each step. So I have 4 steps of ownership. This is the first one, and I'm going to break it down to not taking ownership, what that looks like in each category, and then what it looks like to take ownership. So when I say stop playing the victim, not taking ownership looks like this. And if it sounds like you, it might be you, but I can guarantee that I am 100% talking to myself. And if you happen to fall into that equation, that's just where you land. So if you feel like I'm talking to you, I probably am. So number 1, I'm not growing because I don't have a good upline. Right there, you have to take complete control of your own business. This is yours. Nobody should want this business more than you. So taking control is knowing that your upline has nothing to do with your business. They're just there as a bonus. So that's number 1. My upline only wants to push me for them. If you feel like your upline only tries to make you succeed to get a bigger paycheck or for them to succeed, you better leave now, because that is not where we are in this business. You want your downline to succeed and be better than you. So taking ownership, that is not taking ownership if you have that type of mentality. I'm too busy for coaching, or my upline isn't coaching me. Seriously, ask for coaching. If your upline is not willing to coach you, go up. Ask for coaching. There is always going to be someone there. If your upline is giving you opportunity after opportunity to have coaching and you're ignoring them or you're not showing up, that is not taking ownership. You have to be able to continuously keep growing, getting ideas, mapping. How can you grow a team and map out a team if you're not getting your own coaching? So taking ownership on coaching. I'm not going to talk or turn my camera on during team call. That's not taking ownership of your business. Showing your face, showing up, showing your team that you're on call. You're doing this for you. Nobody should want this business more for you than you. Show up, show your face, show you're paying attention. That is taking ownership. So what it means to take ownership when I say stop playing the victim. I feel a certain way. Do you have a few minutes to talk this through? Talk it out. 9 times out of 10, that negative baloney that's going through your head is false. And if you just voice it, that negative behavior and attitude will dissipate. It will go away. 9 times out of 10. Go up. Just ask for a few minutes to just talk it through. We are adults here. And that is the easiest way to diffuse any type of situation. Okay, so taking ownership. Number 2, find solutions to your problem on your own and ask your upline for their advice once you've exhausted looking for it by yourself. Okay, that is taking ownership of your own business. You have to take initiative. If you don't know what the comp plan is, go research it. If you have questions about it, then ask your upline. You can't have your upline explain it in detail, step by step. That's not their job. Your job for your own business is taking care of your business and then asking for verification. Find your own information. If you want to find a post or a testimony, you know where to look. Okay, Gut Health and Happiness and Beyond is the Wikipedia of Plexus. If you can't find it there, go to the Help Center in Plexus. 3, then me. Keep that in the back of your head. Constantly keep growing yourself. It's the only way that you can learn in this business and grow stronger and lead others if you take the initiative to grow yourself first. Ask for a coaching call if you hadn't had one in a while. Everyone is busy and might not know or understand that you're looking for that additional attention. Just ask. If you want a coaching call, just ask. Okay, it's all about showing up when things aren't convenient. That is what taking ownership is. Yes, it's easy to show up when all the stars align, correct? When everything is perfect. The fact of showing up in the midst of chaos is a true leader. Okay, that is what it shows you. So truth, there are no successful victims. At the end of the day, I have never found somebody who had an extreme victim mentality at the top of any company. If you're going to find the problems, you're going to find it. If you're going to look for problems, you're going to find the problems. If you look for the solution, you're going to find the solution. So when we talk about victim mentality, this is what victim mentality of not taking ownership and taking ownership looks like. It's 2 different things. So step number 2. So that was 1. This is step number 2 in taking ownership. And you have to get clear with what you want to achieve in your business. You cannot go full speed into something and not have a plan. Okay, sit down. Even if you're 3, 4, 5 years in, you still, or even a month in, okay, you still have to sit down and get absolutely clear on where you want to go. That is taking ownership, okay? So breaking that down into 2 different categories again, what it looks like to not take ownership in this area, and then what it looks like to take ownership. So not taking ownership is, I don't know. Where do you want to be in 5 years? I don't know. That is not taking ownership of your business. If you answer with, I'll see just where God leads me. If he wants me to be successful, that's where I'll be. That's not taking ownership. Okay, you have the ability to bring yourself past. Okay, you have the ability to succeed. Okay, don't limit yourself or don't play small. Okay, if it happens, it happens. Nothing happens if it just happens. Bad things do. But if you really want something, you got to have an initiative. You got to have a want. Okay, you have to have a drive. You have to be hungry, right? And I'm taking it slow. I'll get there when I get there. If you want this as a hobby, that's totally fine. Okay, I have very much respect for anybody who wants to take this as a hobby. So if this sounds like you want to be a hobby, or if you want to go full speed, just know where you land with what I'm talking about tonight. Okay, but taking ownership, if you want to be successful in this company, you have to take initiative. So taking ownership of making your vision clear, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be successful. Not if, not when. I am going to be successful. It's going to happen. Talk yourself into that existence, okay? Talk yourself into it. You will be successful if you want it enough, okay? I will be at the top of my company because I work hard and deserve to be there. That's taking ownership. I know where I'm going and I work dang hard every single day and I'm going to be there. God is in my vehicle, but I'm the driver. So if God wants me to be there, he's going to provide me with the tools, but I have to be the catalyst to get us there. I am in the driver's seat. I'm going where I want to be. And I'm going to give this everything I have because I know the success is there. I know I am going. I know where I'm going. Be extremely clear on where you want to go, and you will go there. But if you don't take ownership and you're kind of wishy-washy, you're going to stay in that wishy-washy part of your business. Get solid on where you want to be. Okay. Number 3 in taking ownership is get clear on what you need to do to achieve the goal. Okay, so now you aren't playing the victim anymore. You know where you're heading, and now you need to make a game plan. Okay, it has to be crystal clear. So sit down, think about it. It's not going to be, you're going to just sit down and you're just going to do it. You have to take time in this business to get a solid plan on what you want to achieve and how you are going to get there. It's just like meal planning. It's just like losing weight. It's just like going to the gym. You can't walk into a gym and expect to have a 6-pack ab if, I don't know, if you're just lifting weights. You know, you have to know what you need to do and be specific where you want to be. Okay. So taking ownership and not taking ownership when you need to achieve a goal. So number 1, in not taking ownership, and if this sounds like you, we have to flip it. I want to achieve my next goal, but I have not looked in my back office. Probably not going to get you anywhere. Okay. You're probably not going to know what's going on in your business. Okay. I have no idea who has processed, delayed, or canceled. If you have a goal to move forward, you need to know these things. You have to know these things. You have to be able to calculate. You have to be able to game plan. Know your back office. I didn't fill out my Frank's list this month. Just didn't do it. That's not going to get you anywhere. Okay. I have not done my IPA consistently. Again, it's not taking ownership of making goals and moving forward towards those goals. If you want to be successful, this is not taking those initiatives and making those steps. I don't get anything out of messages. So I'm sorry, I don't get anything out of meetings. So I'm just going to skip this one. You will get something out of every meeting if you're intentional and you show up. You have your camera on and you're listening. Every meeting, there's going to be something that's going to stick out. Okay, somebody's success, and normally it's a jewel that is leading a call, their success at some level is going to speak to you. Just listen and listen with an open heart. Okay, so taking ownership in this number 3 when you want to achieve a goal. Here we go. This is how you take ownership. If I have 50 points at senior silver and I want to go to gold, what steps do I have to take to get there? How are you going to break that down? You know, gold is 100 points. If you're at 50, okay, 100 minus 50 is 50. Divide that. Figure out how many people, including attrition, you are going to need to get there. It doesn't just magically happen. You have to have a game plan and a goal. Map it out, okay? If you don't know how to map it out, set up a mapping call with your upline and make a plan. And this way, once you make that plan, you can duplicate that down and you can start making plans for your team. And that is how you start to transition and you start to move forward towards your goals. Okay, it's taking that first step. Okay, taking ownership, asking questions, duplicate down. This is the way it goes. Okay, ask for guidance every step of the way. We're always here, especially on this team, y'all. You have something so beautiful. You have 5 leaders on this team that will answer any question that you have. Okay, we have coachings, we have meetings, we have a chat, we have a team page. Your questions will be answered on this team. Use it. There's so many people out there that don't have these options. Okay, so come to all the meetings with your camera on and actively participate. Be involved. Okay, if you're not understanding something on a meeting, ask a question. If you still don't get that question answered, ask your upline after the meeting's over. Okay, somebody will always be there to help you through. Okay, number 4. So we just talked about being the victim, setting what we want for our future, setting goals. Number 4 is execute. Okay, that is number 4 in taking ownership. Not taking ownership when we are executing. This is what it looks like. People blame their current life situations on why they can't be successful. If you know me, you know I don't do excuses. I just don't. I will show up in the roughest of rough situations. I did an event that I had planned several months before in the middle of SeaWorld because I committed and I did it. I also made it to book club in the ICU after appendicitis, and I showed up to Ruby Retreat 3 days after I amputated my finger. I don't do excuses well. So, not saying that you have to always show up like I do, but I'm just showing you that there is a way. If there's a will, there is a way, and you have to find the gaps. So what that looks like, the excuses, the non-negotiables, the not taking ownership. I don't have enough time, I'm too busy. That's not taking ownership. Okay, I'm too tired at the end of the day and I can't make team call. My kid is sick. How many times have you heard that? Okay, you're sick. I'm going on vacation and can't make it. These are all excuses. Okay, so when you take ownership, when you're executing, this is what it looks like. Hear me out. Everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. I'll shift things around and make it happen. Okay, that's number 1 in taking ownership of executing. Number 2, you being tired doesn't mean everyone else isn't. Show up. You might be a little tired. You will be okay. We don't have to sit in a boardroom in a suit. You can show up in your bed. This is the beauty of where we work. Okay, this is the freedoms of where we work. Show up. Okay, even if it's from your bed. Totally get it. I'm a mom of 3. I'm exhausted by the end of the day, but I will show up with my game face on every single time. And I will be actively participating in the chat. Okay, doing your IPA daily and consistently. Those are taking ownership. Give your child some meds and water and lay them down to watch a movie. You're not their doctor. You're not performing surgery. Okay, if they're sick, they need the rest. Let them sleep. That's a really good time to jump on a call. Really good time. Okay, it's probably the most downtime you're going to get all week, so utilize it. Okay, so even if you're out of town, you still have access to your phone. We don't live in the dinosaur era where we had these massive computers that we would have to lug around. Like, we don't have to do that. We can completely own our business right from here. And 99.999% of the time, you're going to have service. Okay. If you're out of town, just say, hey, excuse me, I have a few things that I have to catch up on for work. Nobody's going to shame you. Do what you have to do and then show up. It's all part of ownership. It's all part of showing up. Okay. So at the end of the day, I had a lot of hard things to say. Okay. But what we really need to come down to is being a boss of your own company. Think about working in a brick and mortar, putting out like thousands of dollars to start your own business and not really showing up. You're not going to be successful. We have such a beautiful opportunity to surpass all that, have everything at our fingertips, and rise to the top with a surgeon-like paycheck. Okay, a brain surgeon-like paycheck at our fingertips. Give it a solid 3 years. Give it a solid 5 years, whatever it might take. But commit, and you're going to go to the top. And you're going to be one of the highest paid Americans in the world. It's amazing how far we can go up in this business. Okay, if you know Celeste Gwen, that woman is living a dream right now. She makes a pretty sweet paycheck working from home and making tiny sacrifices. Okay, so leaders do not make excuses. They do not blame others for their failures. All right, they do not blame others for mistakes or shortcomings. When they want to blame someone, they look in the mirror and blame themselves. Okay, that is what a leader does. They take responsibility for whatever is going on around them. So I wanted to end tonight with another question. So this is my call to action tonight, and I want you to drop this in the chat. I want you to think of someone, okay? If you could replicate one person, one successful person on their success, resilience, confidence, and drive, who would you choose globally and for Plexus? Two people that you admire. They are driven, they show up, they are incredible to you, globally and for Plexus. Tova says Barack Obama and Brittany Howard. I'm going to say Tiffany Smiley and Emily Gibson. I'm going with Oprah Winfrey and Christina Williams. Brittany Howard. Robin Sullivan, she's amazing. Christina Williams. Brittany Howard and Lisa Bevere. Yes. These are incredible people. These are incredible role models, people who show up consistently and have worked themselves and have shown up even when things were chaotic. So here's what I'm going to call to you. I'm going to set a challenge. Okay, you're going to show up like the person that you just put down. You're going to show up like them for the next 3 months, regardless of the situation. Okay, for the next 3 months, I am going to show up. And if somebody turns off their sub, I'm going to think in the back of my head, what would Christina Williams do? What would Oprah Winfrey do? You know what they do? They would push on and find somebody else. They would stay on top of their game and they would continue to show up consistently. So that's what I want y'all to do. I want you to show up like the people that you just put down there, even if you have to role play for a little while until you get comfortable doing it. That is totally fine. All right. Sometimes we have to be somebody else to get past the sticky stuff to become who we really are. Because you're true leaders. We just have to get past the nonsense. Okay, taking ownership of your business. So that is all that I have for y'all tonight. I hope everybody still feels loved because you are all leaders, but sometimes the hard things have to be talked about so you know what to avoid in your business and where to push on. So have a great night, y'all. I'll see you on Pink Power Call.